and share.
Yeah, Stephanie's like a big stickler on who she allows on her as a friend on Facebook or whatever. I'm like, well, you got to change that a little bit.
A little
But
bit.
we did learn you can make little groups and share certain things to the groups only instead of publicly. I'm looking at houses in Pismo, man. These things are expensive.
Pismo Beach. What's our price point? What's
Dude,
Pismo?
they're all, oh, I mean, there's a wide berth. It depends on, do you want a house or a mobile home? Do you want it on the water or do you want it inland? But here I'm looking at 3.5 million all the way down to 479.
There's a multifamily. It's a one bedroom, five bath house for 1.7 million. Not quite sure how that works.
Here's one for 18.25 million in Cabrillo, Cayocos, just north of Pismo.
How do you have five bathrooms in one bedroom?
This one's got two bedrooms, four baths, 2,300 square foot, 18,250. What the hell? Here, I'll share it with you.
I don't get it. Good morning, Julie. Good morning, Liz.
Good
Sam's not going to
morning.
make it this morning, guys, because his dog is ill and he's taking him to the vet right now. He feels bad.
Freaking slacker.
That's what he says. Not that I don't trust him. I just don't
No, I
trust
believe him. I'm just teasing.
Slacker. 2.35 million.
I shared one in the chat, 18 and 0.250. And you got a view of Morro Bay too. That's cool. You
Pretty
got a
good.
view of pretty much the entire world, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, for 18 million, you better have a pretty nice house.
There's a giant solar farm on it, apparently.
I don't know if that's that house or if they're just showing the bay.
I don't know. It's got like water
Solar
tanks
farm.
and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, solar farm looks like around the corner from the house. Yeah, I don't know what all this is.
This is, I'm rich and I want people to leave me the F alone.
Interesting. Did you guys check out the pictures I put up the other day of the for sale by owner trailer?
No.
So in the group chat, I put a local listing. It was for sale by owner. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Oh, this
It-
is 357 acres though.
yeah, so all that land is probably on there, like all that stuff they're
Yeah.
showing.
Extensive abalone farm leased on 16 acres for 30 years at 61,000 per quarter.
You know, 244,000 a year. It's $20,000 a month. What's your payment at 1825?
Well, the land lease is 61,000 per quarter.
Yeah, it's $20,000 a month is what you get from the land lease. Interesting.
It's 244,000 a year.
I do it per month. I bet you're going to come up with $20,000 a month. It's almost like we've been talking about that the whole time. Uh,
But over 30 years, that pays for $3 million of your purchase.
part of it, anyways. Abalone farm, huh? Interesting.
Pretty neat.
Do you guys know what PITI is? I know Jim does, but
Oh
you,
yeah.
Stephanie, do you know what PITI is?
I've got a funny story about PITI after you're done.
I wanted to talk
I
to Steph.
remember it.
You remember it?
Yeah, but
You
it's
should
not coming to
remember it.
me.
It cost you about $2,500. You probably
Not
don't remember
coming to
the
me at the
story though.
moment.
Okay. Payment, interest, tax, and insurance. PITI is your full payment. On Zillow or other places, it'll show payments. I'm trying to find something maybe on that one you sent me, but then like Zillow, you'll see like a payment on a house, like, oh, $1,500 a month for the payment. But that does not include TI, taxes and insurance, full impounds. I was talking to a buyer yesterday that didn't understand that, and they were mad. It was actually a broker issue, and they were mad because they thought their agent was lying to them, trying to get a higher commission by making them pay more per month. And I'm like, that's not how it works. So I want to make sure everyone has that knowledge of PITI is payment, interest, taxes, and insurance, where it's your base payment. So it's the mortgage, whatever they're mortgaging in, divided by 360. That's 30 years, gives you your P. Then you take the mortgage times the interest rate, call it 6%. So 400 times 0.06, divide that by 12. That's your interest per payment. This is a simple interest calculator. And then your taxes is whatever the taxes are divided by 12, and whatever the insurance is divided by 12. That's PITI. Not that mortgages are simple interest loans, but it's a great starting point for a conversation versus just, oh, my payment's $1,500 a month. No, your payment's $1,500 a month plus the taxes, which is $2,400 a year. That's another $200 per month. And the insurance, which is $1,200 a month, which is another $100. So now your payment's $1,800 a month. Always round up. Does that make sense? It's something stupid, but I want you to be aware of how it works. Now, other side of it, when someone says impound accounts, that is where the money goes for those yearly bills. So if you're paying 1/12 of the insurance and 1/12 of the taxes in every payment, the money has to go into an escrow account to be paid when they're due. And who holds those escrow accounts? Anybody? Any guesses?
Is it not your lender that holds it?
Not usually.
Here it's title and escrow, usually, but there's a box on our offer form that we can have it delivered to the owners, delivered to escrow, delivered. California's got too many stupid options, but I do them all through escrow.
Yeah, in Arizona, it's usually an escrow company. It's also your mortgage has an escrow account. It may seem like it's coming from your mortgager or your loan processor or loan servicer, but it might be sitting in their escrow company's account because it's an account that's non-interest bearing that they own, but it protects your interests in the house. Like, so if the taxes go up or the insurance goes up, then your payment goes up. And a lot of buyers don't realize that. It's, yes, your payment now is $2,500 a month. That does not mean it's going to stay $2,500 a month. If the taxes go up $200 next year, that changes your payment a little bit.
And not only that, they fudge the numbers a little bit too. I was I was at a church group last night, and one of the guys was like, "Yeah, we were running on some hard times, and we needed some money. We were praying about it, whatever." And then a check from the mortgage company showed up, saying that we overpaid them. And I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's what happens if you put too much money in the escrow. That you get the money, but it's your money."
Well,
So
if you
I
pay
didn't want to burst their bubble.
yeah, send that back. Don't spend it. That's not your money. That's money you're gonna have to pay anyways. But when it comes to it, like if you redo your insurance, right? People should shop your insurance at least every 6 months. If it redo your insurance and you're in the middle of a process, then you're going to get a check back, but then your insurance is going to need to get paid somewhere. So this is important that we talk to our clients about stuff like this because they don't know. Another big issue is new builds. Do new build reps always tell them what the insurance and taxes are going to be? And what do you mean by going to be?
Yeah, they usually ballpark it.
Yeah, when you're buying a new build, the tax for the assessed build isn't done yet. That's a problem, is because you're buying a new build, you're buying something that has not existed yet. The assessor doesn't know its value, or it doesn't have an assessed tax rate yet. So your payment on a new build might be $2,500 a month, but then once 2 or maybe even 3 years later, the tax assessor catches up. Now your payment just went up $400 or $500 a month. That blows people out of the water often. So when you're doing new builds, it's important to talk to the new build site rep. Hey, are you guys factoring in their payment at today's tax rates or what they will be? I've
I
had
think
so
your
many.
speakers are back feeding, hon.
So
You
it's
keep
Stephanie.
activating your mic. I
Yeah,
keep hearing you talking in Stephanie's speakers.
that's how important it is. It's just echoing off of Stephanie's forehead right back to it. She's all, it's so important. I need to rehear it. But this is a way of creating happier referrals because man, the amount of pissed off sellers that have come out of 2023 because all these new builds slam people in these new houses and saying, yeah, your payment's $1,800 a month. Fast forward to 2026 when the taxes catch up, now you're at $2,500 a month. That's a big change. Going from a $400 to $500 tax basis on just the lot to $2,500 to $3,400 tax basis. That's kind of a heavy pill to sit on. That's why it's important that you guys understand a little bit of the mortgage side of things and how the PITI works, so that when you're having these conversations and you're talking to your potential buyers, that you don't steer them down a path that's going to blow up in 3 years. Nothing worse than a buyer that has to sell because they can't afford and they're close to foreclosure. And whose fault is it? Yours. They're not going to blame the site rep. They're not going to blame anyone because you're the only one that kept talking to them. You're the only one that kept following up with them. Once they sold that house, the site rep was all, who are you? Don't talk to me ever again. So PITI, it's important how it manages and manifests. Now, if you're doing a seller carryback, it's going to ask you, do you want to have impounded amounts? Like, do they want to have impounds? That's your taxes and insurance. Does the seller want to guarantee that the taxes and insurance are paid? More than likely, yes. You're going to want to have the seller protected in that, where they have an impound account and who's going to service it. So that's my high
Funny
horse.
story with the rent back and a PITI. It was like my second listing ever, right? And we negotiated what I thought was a free rent back, but it was at buyer's PITI, and I was like, oh, free rent back, and then my broker kind of overlooked it a little bit, and we got all the way to close, and they're like, why do I have this money being held out of escrow? And I'm like, I don't know, let me check. I asked the broker, he goes, yeah, that's for the PITI. I'm like, what the hell is PITI? I thought that meant and he goes, no, they're paying for the rent back at whatever it costs the buyers monthly. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, it was like a 30-day rent back, and my broker split it with me because he gave me enough rope to hang myself, but it cost me $2,500 to circumvent that deal.
Yeah. PITI is, you got to know, it's not pity. It's not pity. Oh, this is pity. No, it's not. It's painful. Now,
I don't call those mistakes. I call those tuition.
yeah, that's definitely tuition. I've got a whole spreadsheet. My first couple of years in the business, I tracked everything I did. Do I still have it? Real estate.
And that's going deep. That was before computers.
Oh shush. Dan's real estate. Yeah, I made a list with all the things I screwed up.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the only one I screwed up royally. Well, and I was bragging to a seller of 3 different units that I knew a ton about 1031 exchanges, and I knew very little. My big lessons came in humility, not so much costs. That's probably a shocker to you, right?
Not at all. Jim, you're very humilitous.
Now.
No, mine came in the form of like the biggest mistake I made was like I was negotiating credits on condos, not realizing I needed 4 to 5%, not just 3%. So it's just small lessons here and there, $400 here, $500 there, half my commission here, stuff like that. And I learned a lesson early on that just because you gave them the money to make the deal work doesn't mean they're going to like you and refer business to you.
Right.
So often I bailed out so many of my sellers and buyers for that fact in the early years because I was like, you know what, I'll give them $500 of my commission, or I'll give them $1,000 of my commission. Or one seller I gave him half the commission back because his ex-wife had a lease that he didn't know about on the water softener. And every one of those people that I've given money back to went with someone else on a different deal.
Right.
And it's like I stayed in business with them. I stayed in contact with them. Like, and then the ones that I helped navigate and help find a resolution and a solve instead of just doing it for them, we got referrals out of.
Yeah.
So it's not always do it for them. It's help them get it done. Like we went to a lease company and negotiated a smaller buyout, saved them a couple grand. We went to the seller once and said, hey, they don't have the money to close unless we can do an additional $1,500 in credit. I stopped seeing my commission as the sponge to clean up the mess. Well, because I'm getting compensated for what I'm doing, so why am I giving it away? So,
right.
If you're giving $900 back to a buyer at 3%, that's like them buying a house. It's $30,000 less. That's the value to them from you, like because $900 to them is $900, but to you, they'd have to buy something $900 less expensive, or sorry, $3,000, $30,000 less expensive for you to take the same compensation change. So it's not dollar for dollar. But if you make a mistake and you got to pay for it, that is tuition. Don't do it twice. That's where I get to call you dumb. Don't do it twice. You all have room in your business for once. Don't do it twice. That's it. That's my only advice there. You want to see a sleeping duck?
Who's that?
That's Duck.
Where'd he come from?
That's Sydney's dog.
Oh, I didn't know you guys had another one.
He got him when he showed up when she turned 18. I told her I'd get her a dog when she was 18. It's probably been the single worst thing I've ever done. Now I have another dog.
Kids.
Yeah, now I have another dog to take care of because she sure as fuck isn't doing it.
Shocker.
Right. And she's mad that he follows me around and listens to me more, and I'm all, maybe you wake up and do something, he'll know that you exist. The only thing he does is sleeps in her room. I wake up in the morning, I bring him downstairs to go potty, I give him his breakfast, and I train with him. And he sits here and works with me. But we have to separate him and Moose because otherwise he'll eat all of Moose's breakfast. It's a fat cow. But he's a cute little cow.
Oh. He is a little chunker.
Oh, he's a chunker, Bears. Can you hear him quacking a little bit?
Uh-uh.
He goes, that sounds like a duck.
It's funny. You got those needly puppy teeth.
Oh, yeah. They're fucking sharp. Look, dude, they're talking to you.
I'm gonna show Audrey.
Is she here?
You better turn off your camera.
Yeah.
This is on YouTube.
Okay, let's do this.
Want to see a puppy?